And this is my 20% project. What am I doing for my 20% project? I am making a World War I Roblox FPS game. What is Roblox? Roblox is a gaming platform that allows any user to create any game. And so the softwares I'll be using for this game development project is Blender, Roblox Studio, and Substance Painter mainly. I'll be also using the website Trello to keep track and manage what I need to do. And after you finish playing everything out from the game, you actually need to start creating things. So first, I'll be using the software Blender to create and model everything for the game. I've been using Blender for almost 2 years now, and I think that I'm pretty proficient at it. Now, since it's an FPS game, I have to model guns. And so I have to research like guns that are over 100 years old and see how they function and how they look. Modeling can take multiple hours throughout many days, and it's a very tiring thing to do. And what you're currently watching has been sped up by 1000%. It's not only guns that I have to make, I also have to make everything else such as uniforms, tanks, and many other props. Now after I finish making my model in Blender, it's time to texture it. And so first I have to do is I have to UV unwrap it, so that basically prepares it so that the textures could properly go onto the model. And so after that, after UV unwrapping it, I have to export as an FBX file. Then I open up my texturing software, Substance Painter, and import the model in. Then I bake the model with no textures, just so smart materials could work on it. And honestly, texturing the models is the most fun part out of the process, and you really get to see your creation come to life. While I make the textures in 2K, Roblox automatically compresses them so that it saves a lot of lag on the client's memory, even though it may lower the quality by a decent amount. Now this is the more special part of my project, or No Man's Land, from other Roblox games. Roblox Studio already comes with its own textures, but they're not as unique or different, and they don't really stand out. They're not anywhere close to like a real AAA game. And since I'm making my own custom textures, this really sets apart that this is just not another Roblox game, but it's like a real game inside of the Roblox engine. These textures are called Pbr, or physically based rendering. It's how any type of CGI aims to simulate light reacting to the model. Most of the time, a Pbr texture consists of 4 parts: the base color, the metal map, normal map, and roughness map. The base color map has only the colors of the texture. The metal one determines how metal it would look. Normal maps or bump mapping gives the texture its 3D look. Finally, roughness, which I think is one of the more important ones, because since old textures that didn't have Pbr or surface appearance had this really flat look that made it dead, and it was just like a flat image. But the way changing the roughness of the model can really change it and give it more realism. Even though I would like to talk about the coding or the scripting part of it, I haven't gotten to that part yet. Since I'm more of a builder or a modeler, I wanted to make all the props before starting the coding portion. And since I'm not done with making props, I haven't started on the coding portion. So for now, I'll just have to show my progress that I've been doing for the past 3 months. Now I made my models low poly or less triangles so that there will be less lag or less drainage on the GPU. And because of how Roblox quality works, if someone wants to lower their quality of the game, it automatically lowers the textures, and so that won't kill their VRAM. And so basically anyone with a bad PC can play it. So far I finished with a lot of props and guns. I just need to make like the actual terrain. I modeled a horse and was able to do a weight paint rig on it so that it could be animated with mesh deformation. I had to do a lot of research on World War I trench combat, and 100 years ago it was pretty horrific with 19th century tactics and 20th century weapons. I really wanted to nail the atmosphere of trench warfare because a lot of stuff has mud on them, and it's now very wet due to rain. I learned a lot from these past 3 months of working on a project, and will continue to work on it a lot more. I think, no, I'm for sure that I've improved my skills from the beginning of the project. Look at the first gun I made with it, and now look at the remade version.